Good evening. Welcome to Sparks 1524. I'm Nathaniel Miller. I promised y'all a waterfall video today. I'm getting to it a little late. It is 11:16 p.m. here on May the 4th. That's because I goofed earlier. I wrote a column on my blog, sparks1524.com, talking about the 6 waterfalls I visited here in Washington State. And I forgot about the 7th waterfall here in Washington State. Yes, a waterfall fell off my radar. Ba-dum-bums. The waterfall I forgot to mention was Nooksack Falls up at Mount Baker. It's a very beautiful falls. I only got to visit it once before the pandemic made travel around here very difficult. And I visited it very early in my time in the States. So those 2 columns are on my blog, and if you want to read both of them, the links are in the description below. But I figured we ought to focus on the 3 waterfalls I do have video of. I haven't started taking video until very recently overall because I didn't occur to me I'd be doing a YouTube channel. But I do have video of Mir Falls, Madison Falls, and Narada Falls. Mir Falls and Madison Falls are both in the Olympic National Park. They are both easy to get to. Well, actually, even Narada Falls is very easy to get to. Mir Falls is located near Lake Crescent. Lake Crescent itself is gorgeous. It's about a 500-foot deep lake, pristine blue water, absolutely great place. Bring a picnic lunch. You cannot do better than to have a picnic lunch out there, sit on the banks of Lake Crescent, and read a book for a while. The hike to Mir Falls is more of a stroll. It's a very well-marked trail. It's less than a mile, mostly level ground, but you're going through some gorgeous old-growth photos that look like something right out of a fantasy novel. Look like something out of a fantasy novel. Maybe I should say out of a fantasy movie. Either way, if a dragon came poking around or a knight on a charging steed came by, it wouldn't look out of place in that area. Mir Falls is a very small fall as far as the volume of water. It's about 90 feet high, but it's still very pretty, and there is just something soothing about the sound of a waterfall. Waterfalls have fascinated our species as long as our species has been here. You know, these cool cascading cataracts careening down the mountainside just capture our imagination, soothes our souls even as it mesmerizes our gaze. Mir Falls is a small one, but it is a lovely little fall. It's got a very easy viewing area, and it's definitely worth the trip. Madison Falls is at the northern end of Olympic National Park, and it is about a 100-foot fall where Madison Creek drops on its way down to the Elwha River. It is also reached by a very easy, well-paved trail with a lovely viewing area, but Madison Creek is also, it's easy to get off the viewing area on another trail and actually get on the creek bed. Be careful doing this, though, because if there's been a lot of rain upcountry or a lot of snow melt in the spring, creeks in the mountains, like Madison Creek, can swell very unexpectedly. Watch out for that, because you might be standing in ankle-deep water taking this gorgeous picture of a waterfall, and all of a sudden, smack! Basically, a flash flood comes over the falls, takes your ankles out from under you, and at the very least, you're going to face plant into the creek bed and become the butt of 1,000 jokes for your friends. At worst, you could get tumbled down the creek bed and injured or possibly killed. Always be careful. In fact, at most waterfalls, there are viewing areas set up with fencing or railing for a reason. Something like Madison Falls or even Mir Falls, the danger is low because your viewing area is right there on ground level. But other places like Narada Falls up in Mount Rainier or Nooksack Falls up at Mount Baker, the viewing area is elevated. You've still got quite a drop to where the falls land. At Nooksack Falls, that's about an 80-foot drop. It will kill you. The ground around a lot of these places is rocky. The rocks themselves are slick, but there's also a lot of mist in the air from the falls, making the rocks slicker. Stay on the trails. Watch your footing. If you're at a viewing area that is elevated, don't go over the railing or outside the barriers to get that perfect picture, because that perfect picture might end up being you going down into the water with the falls and possibly getting killed. So always be safe. Madison and Mir are easy because the viewing areas are low. Narada Falls is a large cataract where the Paradise River tumbles down an ancient lava flow on the side of Mount Rainier. It is easily accessible. You basically drive up and park at the top of the falls, and you can see how it stair steps down to the main drop. But you can also take a trail to the bottom. This is one of those places you've got to be careful. There's a lot of ground seepage of water coming through the rocks, just like a sponge, but there's also a lot of mist in the air, especially the lower you go. Now, Narada Falls is out in the sunlight. There's no canopy cover over it, so you get these spectacularly beautiful rainbows arcing through the mist at the bottom. If you're going to go somewhere, find a waterfall. They're beautiful, they're soothing, they're amazing, and you're actually getting to watch geological and erosion processes in action. That waterfall you're watching is literally carving the rock out as you watch. Granted, it takes millions of years, but that rock face you're seeing is slowly being carved away, and that fall is actually backing up. Over millions of years, that fall is going to go from here to there. Being a little aware of these geological processes and what you're seeing kind of helps enhance the wonder of it. But let's face it, it's just beautiful. There are places to go that just bring a sense of joy and wonder. So I highly recommend. Look for waterfalls. Be careful, be safety minded, and when you do go out into the wild, be it a national park, be it unprotected land, wherever, take all the pictures you want. Build wonderful memories. But leave only footprints and don't take anything else. So go find a waterfall, do some exploring, get out of the house, and go do some great things. Or some relaxing things. Either way, go have some fun. Thanks for your time. Again, the two columns I did today, the links are in the description. Also, I've also put in the links below the Washington Trails Association site, because if you're in this state and you want to go look at any of these, the Washington Trail Association is a great website to check out, in addition to any specific websites for national parks or other sites that have falls. I hope you have a great time. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and even hit the like. That does help me. And I will see you on the flip side. So go and do great things.